Here's another Kick-Ash Rock on the Range moment, brought to you by Vapor Station. Kickin' ash every day.
Hey, it's Hales for your rock station 99.7 The Blitz, out here at Day 3, Rock on the Range, Mafre Stadium for the 10-year anniversary. And this is by and far, I know I've said it for like every band I've interviewed so far, but I love this band so much. It sounds like houses. I've got Cooper and Trenton. How are you guys doing?
Very well.
Doing great, yeah.
Beautiful day today.
I actually, not gonna lie, I've only seen 2 full sets out of bands before like we wrap up, because we're broadcasting live all weekend as well.
Oh, cool.
I've only seen 2 bands full sets, and it was Trivium and yours. I've told everyone, I'm like, I need to see Hands Like Houses in full because I love them. I've been listening to On Imagine and Reimagine and Dissonance like nonstop for like 6 months. So absolutely love the record myself. But how has Dissonance been going for you guys so far?
It's been awesome. It's yeah, I mean, it's opening doors again. We kind of, we had a really long album cycle on Imagine, so kind of getting towards the end of that, kind of, it's not that things weren't happening, it just kind of, we were just kind of in a weird, not quite sure where it's going sort of thing.
Yeah.
Since Dissonance come out, like, I mean, we've just finished up a tour where we're playing like 7 songs out of 8 from Dissonance, and yeah, just kind of, it just really seems to be connecting with people. Like even today, just seeing so many people in a massive crowd. I mean, it's a festival, so we're not really sure how many people will know what we're doing, but just seeing people singing back was insane. So yeah.
I was like at the very, like right near the soundboard, because I wanted to get the best sound possible because it's a festival. So I'm like, okay, I'm standing right here, and I was still like yelling everything. So if I have like no voice by the end of the night, I'm blaming you guys.
I'll take the blame.
And I wanted to ask as well, because I know I bought like the whole catalog whenever Dissonance was released. Have you had like a lot of fans that are like just now finding out about you guys because of it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I think
we've been kind of, I was gonna say we've been kind of tapping this, like, I guess this radio world's kind of new for us.
Yeah.
So even just on the last tour, we've had so many people coming out and saying that, I heard you guys on the radio, I heard you on like Octane and things like that.
Well, is Colorblind your first like radio single then?
Yeah. First official one. Like we kind of had a few people kind of teasing the water with New Romantics, but once we actually put out a proper push with Colorblind, it's just opened so many doors. And I mean, it's such a cool, different crowd that we really weren't aware of prior to getting into it. Like, I don't know, radio's a lot completely different animal in Australia.
Yeah.
So kind of getting a feel for how this whole rock world works over here, it's awesome.
Yeah, and I actually had a friend who works down in Carolina, so she saw you at Carolina Rebellion, and she said that there were a couple songs that you changed up for your set here as opposed to there. Is there a reason for switching up like the festival set list between?
We always have to cut one song on our festival because it's just 5 minutes short of our normal set.
It's just a little bit,
And so it's always between 1 or 2. And today we went with the other one. Yeah, which was
Glasshouse.
Stillwater and Glasshouse are the ones we switched out.
I'm personally glad that you played Glasshouse and Perspectives, because those are my 2 favorites off the album. But Glasshouse and New Romantics, you actually worked with a Columbus native who we know very well, Caleb Shomo.
Mr. Cal.
So how did you guys...
Westerville, Ohio.
Yeah, right. So how did you guys get to know Caleb? And also you worked with some of the guys from Paris as well on the new record. So how did you guys kind of get into that?
Cal we've known for a long time. Like like one of our first tours in the US was called Scream It Like You Mean It in 2012, and he was playing in Attack at that point. So we we kind of met him through that, and didn't really kind of get to know them too well. But then we ended up. When was it that we really kind of bonded with those guys?
Silverstein?
Yeah, I think it must have only been the Silverstein.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it was Warped Tour actually. 2013 was where we really kind of met them and hung out.
Okay.
And the Silverstein tour, we like bonded with everyone. That was a year and a half ago now, and then just kind of had we were doing co-writes to kind of help the process along, because we didn't have a whole lot of time. So just kind of getting those creative juices flowing, even if that's just bouncing ideas off someone else and getting some fresh ideas and influence. It's really important. Like, it's still very much us writing the songs, but just working with Cal was awesome.
Cal's incredible. He's one of those guys that kind of pisses you off because he's really young and amazingly talented.
And you're like, why are you so talented? Stop.
It.
I know exactly what you mean, because I've interviewed him a couple times now for Beartooth stuff, and funnily enough, because we're in Columbus, like I know a couple of the other Attack guys. Wetzel, the drummer, is actually in a band called Nine Shrines now, who's opening for our Smokeout event. Okay, so it all kind of ties in together, and that's why I saw it on the album, and I'm like, that's awesome that you guys all know each other. What about for Paris, too? How'd you get up with them? Same kind of thing?
We had met them prior, but I think that was kind of teed up. Like our manager was kind of reaching out to a few different people that do the whole like co-write kind of session stuff, and we ended up like Blake at the time was based out of Tampa sort of area, and we were recording near Orlando, so it was kind of only a couple of hours drive.
Okay.
So we just went and did a couple of days and Lynn happened to be down there doing some early stuff for Paris new record, and just kind of crossed over and worked out really nicely, and they were awesome to work off. Like, particularly Lynn, she's just got this incredible like bouncing off the walls energy.
Yeah.
I'm very much a cerebral person. I have to like think long and hard about what I'm actually doing. So like I was kind of
it challenged you a bit,
time. But yeah, it's like, you know, every idea that she put forward, it's like I was like trying to mentally take note of everything so that when we did finally kind of pretty much rewrote the song from the ground up, taking on all this input and everything, and that became Degrees of Separation and Motion Sickness as well. And it was just, I don't know, it's just cool to get different working dynamics, because, you know, if you write with the same people the same way all the time, it's kind of really hard to keep producing music that feels like it's progressing, like it just feels like you're recycling ideas and falling into bad habits. So, you know, we love being able to kind of just work off other people and get that fresh perspective, and because it helps the way that we write, and like even if we were to go and do a whole record just us in a room now, which, you know, we may do, but I think all those contributing factors would all become part of what happens after that.
So you prefer working with more people as opposed to...
It just means you get to learn.
Fresh,
you're going to come away from the experience learning a lot, which is
always a good thing. And that's how you keep progressing.
Yeah, and you learn about yourself. Like it sounds weird, but like working with other people, you learn about yourself.
Yeah, and I want to jump back because I mentioned Reimagine, which I love that you guys took some of the songs off of Unimagine, completely redid them acoustically. Yeah. Do you think we'll ever see something like that with some of the stuff off Dissonance?
I think so, definitely.
We want to. Like, it's kind of hard to find time amidst everything at the moment, because, I mean, we've had such a busy kind of couple of years that, like, time off is a bit of a premium. When we do have time off, you know, we're wanting to kind of just switch off and get away from band stuff for a bit. But, you know, we love doing the acoustic thing. We've already kind of done a bunch of acoustic performances of some of the songs. So
I've seen some of, like, Colorblind for some of the radio stuff. And
so it's certainly... there is room potential to, you know, record some of those ideas when we get a chance, but I mean, we've got to kind of put, you know, we're Reimagine, got a bit of an idea of how we can do Dissonance.
Yeah. Well, that's what I loved about it, is that it's the same songs, but they're so different still.
Yeah.
Like, you listen to both Unimagine and Reimagine, and they're like completely different songs at that point, but it's like, oh, they're the same lyrics, it's like the same melodies, but it's all...
Yeah, I think for us, like, Reimagine is my favourite thing we've ever done, just how we approached it, and just having absolute freedom to do whatever we want and have, like, sort of Trent's voice be the seal on the envelope that makes it us.
Yeah.
It just meant that we could do whatever we wanted with the songs, which was mad.
Absolutely. And I mentioned I watched your entire set today, and I have tried seeing you guys multiple times up until that, but you've always been one of those bands. It's like you in A Day to Remember, where I try seeing you and it just always something fails. Like, I hit traffic, I work that night, something happens. Is there a certain band for you that's happened to? Like, you wanted to tour with them, or
my friends' bands in general? Like, we've made so many friends along the way, but, you know, people always tend to tour just as we've left, or just before we get home, or we've gotten home, but it's like in that first week that we're home. So
so then everybody's trying to see you. You're busy, errands.
It's more just I just want to be at home for a few days before I have to go out and get back into you know, music life
again.
Listen
to a rock show again.
I feel like there is one example, but that's all right. I'll think of it later, and if I don't, it doesn't matter.
That's happened a couple times during interviews today, where it's like, I'm going to think of it, and it's going to piss me off because it's going to be like a little too late. It's there, whatever.
Yeah, that's all right.
But I'm glad I finally did get to see you guys. Are you guys going to be rolling through here doing Headliner again at some point? Or?
We are touring in November.
Awesome.
That's all I can say at the moment, because it's still early days, but we're starting to shape up as to who it's with and where it's going and how it'll work out. So it's going to be a fun one. We're going to take a couple of months off just to kind of just enjoy the ride from Dissonance, you know, start putting down some new ideas for whatever the future may bring, just because we want to be a lot more prepared than we were for this one. Put it that way.
Were you not preprered for this one?
We were prepared, but it was not. We weren't prepared for the experience. It was.
It was like we had a lot kind of ready to go, but I think it was just there was a lot of stress and a lot of kind of bad vibes, just from being exhausted, and that kind of affected the way that we were trying to put the songs together. So we needed to come at it totally fresh, and that ended up being the difference to make it what it was and what it is. So, but more importantly, we're gonna get home, start jamming out a few new ideas, relax, and then come back here in the fall and do it all again. So it's
fantastic. Well, hopefully, the next time you come through, my fate will have changed a little bit, and I'll be able to actually see you.
We'll be in Columbus. So.
Okay, great. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys again. Also. Awesome job today. You guys sound almost exactly the same live as you do on record, which is not easy to do. So Congratulations today, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the fall. Make sure you grab their new album, Dissonance. It is out now. Hands Like Houses, Trenton, Cooper, and Hales for your rock station 99.7 The Blitz from Rock on the Range.